Hi, my name is Michael Keene. I'll be doing my report for Principles of Sustainability. My topic is on smokestacks in relation to air pollution. It's a major problem that, especially us in New Jersey, is facing today. Many urban areas are struggling with it. Smokestacks, whether it be from factories, which we have a lot of in this area, or from cars, which we obviously have a lot of. It's a major problem, and it's causing a lot of harm to our air pollution, and it's not a good thing. It's having a negative effect on us individually and us as a whole across the world. We contribute a lot to the depletion of air quality globally. So first thing we're going to start with is air quality. Carbon monoxide is up 85% from 1980 to 2019. So in less than a lifetime, we're up almost double what we were before. I mean, this is catastrophic. We can see here that we as the United States are doing better. We're trying to do our part, but there are many nations, and we could do better as well, but that need to come together and really make a stronger impact on improving our air quality, because it is drastically getting worse. Nearly 5 out of every 10 people live where the air they breathe earned an F in the state of the air in 2020. Obviously, this is the lowest grading possible to receive. It's a bad thing. I mean, it's not good for short-term health, and it's definitely not good to be breathing this type of air in all of our lives. I mean, I've lived in New Jersey forever, and I'm sure many of my peers have as well. And it's not a good thing. It's not a good thing to be living in areas with that poor of air quality. Something needs to be done, and there's many people who are doing things, but more can be done to create a solution for this major global problem. Toxic air pollution poses a greater threat to children due to their smaller physical size and lung capacity. Basically meaning, if you're like me and you've grown up in Jersey forever, you may have things, that are worse air quality wise than a lot of people in better parts of the country that have better air quality. You're still developing, you're still growing, and you need a purer sense of air to grow the right way. Not that people haven't, but in an ideal world, it would be better to have an increased air quality. Next, we're going to go to the origins of smokestacks. They've been around for a long time. The first 2 smokestacks were erected in 1922, used for factories and off-putting gas. They stood 206 feet tall from ground level. And in that day and age, now even, but especially in that day, this was huge. Air quality was obviously not tested or in any regards tracked like we do now. So who knows what they were putting in the air then. We just know it wasn't good. It wasn't a good thing. They were built on top of Brooks Scallion's Mill B powerhouse building, obviously to generate power and off-put this CO2 emission that is not good for our environment. If they knew that at the time or not, it's not tracked, but obviously eventually they realized it's not good for the air. Smokestack uses. We went a little in the first slide. We're going to dive into it a little deeper here. Smokestacks are tall vertical channels used by power plants to push exhaust combustion into the air. You think, why do that? But it's a necessary, as of now, a necessary evil, you can call it, to producing energy that we now rely on. People are looking into different sources, and we'll again jump into those later in the slides, but as of now, it's the most efficient, but it is harmful to our air. The gases originate in the boiler. This is where the combustion process occurs. The main purpose is to filter and disperse pollutants, which, I mean, is a necessity. You have to do it, but where are these pollutants going? They're going to the air we breathe. So you have to do it for the products and the power, but we, especially Jersey, New York, Delaware, California, all these major areas are seeing the drastic defects it has to us as well. I mean, it's not good for the air that we breathe in. So next we're going on to smokestacks' effect on air quality. We all see them, especially going into Philadelphia. You can see the ginormous smoke clouds that they produce. And they don't look so bad in and of themselves, but they contain extremely harmful toxins and pollutants that are only going into our air, and it's not a good thing. So much of the gas contains nitrogen oxides, carbon dioxide, and many more harmful pollutants. But those are the two big ones, nitrogen oxides and carbon dioxide. And those, as we know, can be extremely toxic, like we mentioned before, to children, the elderly, and really to everyone. It's not a good thing to be breathing. It's very unhealthy for us to consume. So the pollutants have been linked to an increasing chance of acid rain. Sounds real end of the world-ish, but to a smaller effect, that's what's happening. We've seen it a lot in China, many urban areas that are just starting to come alongside the US and get a little stricter on pollutants and creating pollutants in the air. But they're not very good. Very little cleaning is currently being done in modern smokestacks. And this is one of the big things that we could be doing to promote better air quality. Cleaning smokestacks. There's a process called flue gas desulfurization, basically taking the sulfur and much of the most harmful pollutants out of what's being pumped into the air, and disposing of it a little more properly. Scrubbing smokestacks, pretty self-explanatory. We're trying to get all the pollutants out of these smokestacks manually, instead of into the atmosphere. Power plants are often retrofitted with carbon capturing technologies that trap emitted carbon dioxides. Same thing as the other ones, just another way that we can try to trap and dispose of properly these harmful toxins and pollutants. Preventing damage from smokestacks. Thorough cleaning and scrubbing of the stacks, like we mentioned before, is great to do, and factories are starting to do them more often, which is only going to be beneficial. Laws need to be put into place. Laws put into place to limit the use of smokestacks, because right now there's kind of an overabundance of them, and it's not good for our air. Alternative energy sources that emit little to no harmful pollutants. This is the big one. This is the one that a lot of the green initiative individuals are pushing for, and it's the best alternative. I mean, it's the least harmful to our air, and it could reverse a lot of these negative effects that we've been seeing in these latter years. So this is going to be one of our last slides here. Future for better air quality. We have to find a way to reduce energy consumption. It's crazy how much energy we consume daily as New Jersey, as the country, as the world. I mean, we consume a lot of energy from a day-to-day basis, and we need to do better to conserve our energy and to make it a little more efficient. The more eco-friendly methods we use, the better off we're going to be. You know, the more alternative sources that we use, the more cleaning. All of these things are going to contribute a lot to making our air more sustainable, because that's what this is all about. I mean, right now we're obviously okay. You could say we're not having any drastic effects that are, but for the future, for a sustainable future, the only way to do it is to change what we're doing for the better and make it a little more possible for our children and grandchildren to have a clean, safe environment to live in. This is the Works Cited, and I appreciate you coming along for this.